Hi, welcome to a new video dedicated to a new brush hexacopter from Eachine. This is the Eachine EX120 and I will review the Fair Sky version. You have also as well the SM2, the SM6X version and a Fly Sky with compatible with FHDS2A if I'm not wrong. So this model comes with a very basic packaging, probably to reduce cost, but anyway, let's discover the content of the bundle. Okay, here are all the elements of the EX120. First of all, you will find this 450 mAh LiPo battery with balancer plug. That's great to use a normal charger and micro LOSI connector. Standalone, this battery should be a little bit over 20 grams. Exactly 21.9, 22 grams, and if you need the exact dimension, it's 450 by millimeters by 18 by 13. Okay, no discharge rate. Well, it's written very small. Yes, it tends to be 20C if I'm not wrong. Okay, something like this, or 30C. I can read very well, it's written here. So you have a bag with 6 pair props. They are 0.1 gram each. Okay, 1 millimeter of shaft section, and they are exactly 55 millimeters of length. Okay, I can confirm. Classic, I will say, absent props, more or less, with our flat extremities. More in some GXD model you can find some chairs and exactly. Notice that you have 2 U-range and 4 blacks. Why the machine comes with 4 U-range and 2 black installed on front? I would prefer the inverse, like the bag of spare props. Finally, you have an USB charging cable, and since it's a 2S battery, you will charge with the balancer plug and a small Velcro bands to completely secure the battery installation on your hexacopter. So now let's have a detailed look close up on this machine. You have an IEO FPV camera. This is a 800 TVL, and you have a tiny button on the left side, so short press you will cycle between the 8 frequency in the current band. 5 bands are supported, so, and long press to cycle between the 5 bands. Okay, it's a classic 800 TVA, as said, a 113 sensor size, so the light sensitivity should be not bad at all. And you have a cloverleaf antenna. It's a left polarization, if I'm not wrong, 3 leaves one. Okay. The lens thread, it's M7. Okay, so quite classic, connected through a small connector. And I would say that this FPV camera, as you can see, don't offer any positive angle. So this one is attached through a ribbon cable, a black one, I hope you can see, passing behind the antenna and going through the 2 sides of the IO camera, and jail and locked through these 2 carbon pads here, one here and one here. So what you can do to maybe to apply more positive angle is to insert a small piece of foam, okay, beneath here, and the connector is not too much blocking, so just insert something here to have a positive angle, and it will be more compatible with aggressive flight. Everything is in carbon, the lower body at least, unique parts, so if you break an arm you will have to change everything, but it will be strong enough. The thickness of arm is 1 millimeter. It's okay, a little bit flexible but not so much, so quite rigid, should be resistant. Motors are classic 8.5 millimeters by 20 cordless, installed on this same type of ribbon O-rings, so sometimes your motor are not perfectly installed vertically, so you have to align them time to time. If you observe that your machine have a small drift, even despite the accelerometer calibration, probably is coming from the fact that the motor are not perfectly straight vertically, and just raise them, correct, fix the orientation, and it should be okay. So they are installed J like this, like most of the QX series. Let's compare with the QX80, exactly the same time of O-rings, and the QX90 looks the difference of size. It's much smaller, okay, and this one is much more larger, more compatible, I would say, with outdoors flight, so less for indoors. I will give some weight in a few instants. So I can start with the machine standalone without the LiPo battery. Don't forget you have an hexacopter, should be more heavy, but still acceptable. 66 gram. Okay, I can remove the lens cap because you won't fly with, but it will be just a fraction of gram lighter. And compared to the 90 my modded one with less element, so this one is obviously more lighter, so you have close to 20 gram of difference. But don't forget this system is working with the 2S LiPo, and you have 2 extra motors, so much more potential. Of course, we will see if this 20 extra gram will be compensated by the presence of 2 extra motor and the 2S motor. So it's a question of trade-off, weight versus extra thrust, motor thrust. Okay, of course only outdoor tests will fill this answer. Let's continue the description. On the rear side you have 6 lights, 6 LEDs configurable in beta flights. That's great. So I will probably maybe optimize a little bit them to indicate the left and right turns. Okay, and you have a central buzzer. That's great. So let's give, for example, how bright are these LEDs. Okay, so I will connect the micro LED connector. Well, if the connector is okay. Okay, look that, very bright, turning to a green. Okay, that's great. And you have the SP Racing F3 board light here, and also the FPV camera for the frequency band and the frequencies, current frequency. You have the buzzer, not so loud, but should be okay to find it around 5 meters, 10 meters of radius, should be okay. And if the FiSky model receiver here, I will describe in first, and have the telemetry compatible firmware installed on, you will have 2 ways to find your lost machine: the buzzer and the RSSI. So let's discover a little bit the electronic business. This upper plate jailing the LEDs bar. Okay, so I don't know if you can completely remove it to gain some weight. Maybe it should be a way too. But BNS, you have this full SP Racing F3 Evo board. Okay, directly flash with beta flight, and installed laterally you have a FiSky D8 receiver with a bind button here. Okay, so very bind button here. So I will show in few instance how to bind it. Okay, but it's a classic. You have to press this button while powering the hexacopter. Then you can enter into the D8 binding bond for FiSky receiver. Obviously I will check if the telemetry is here. Okay, but I will give in few instance all the beta flight default configuration. So sounds pretty nice, and the total weight with the battery installed is around 87.988 grams. Okay, and the announced flight time is not so promising. They are announced only 3.54 minutes. Wow, so small. So I don't know if it's coming from the battery too small or it's too heavy. And finally, the 2S system won't save this extra grams, unfortunately. So it will be, of course, checked in few instances. So now let's present the binding procedure. Okay, for this FiSky receiver. Don't forget you have also a DSMX version and a FlySky FGHS2 version 2. So 2 other choice of receiver. That's great. Okay, so let's show you the binding procedure. Let's show you the binding procedure. So remove from the ribbon cable the micro LED connector to be much more available. Press with your thumb, for example. Retrieve with your other finger, if you can, the micro LED connector. Okay, and try to insert in the same time. Okay, maybe like this will be more easier. Okay, so you can, yes. Okay, keep press with your finger, you will have much more amplitude. And if I can correctly press, insert the micro LED connector, okay, like this, then I will be able to go to my model and press the bind, and then after the receiver light should be turned off, okay, and flashing after. So if everything is okay, I will turn off everything, turn on now the machine. So my pad are a little bit not straight, I will fix that. And this pad is a little bit bent. Okay. Okay, and then if everything is okay, I should have a solid LEDs here, as you can see, so it's bound. And let's check that the telemetry is here. Unfortunately, no telemetry, so this FreeSky receiver is not flashed with the last firmware. Okay, so it should be possible to flash through an USB ESP module and flash the last firmware, but it will require extra works. But it's more or less the same receiver than the QX90, so it's possible to retrieve, but with some extra works. So now let's discover a little bit the default Betaflight configuration. Welcome to the first demo flight of the new EX120. Had our first hexacopter in 2S configurations. First of all, a big warning, and as you already saw in the beta flight configuration, be aware with the default clean flight, the flying controlling board is wrongly rotated of minus 90 degrees, and the right answer was plus 90 degrees. As you can see, the micro USB port is on the left side. So if you keep the default clean flight configuration, be aware when you will take off the first time, you'll probably flip like this and broke something. Okay, be aware of it. Please immediately change to plus 90 degrees. Okay, and of course, if you install beta flight, follow my full instruction, step-by-step configuration. I also raise a bit the FPV camera, okay, with a small piece of paper, and also install more the 2.4 GHz linear antenna more rear to not be blocked by the carbon element to extend the range. So I will fly first in lost condition today. The weather is pretty bad, some winds, very cloudy, almost raining. Okay, but anyway, I will give a try of this model, fly in lost, then a little bit in FPV if I can. Okay, let's go. Okay, so let's power everything. So the micro LED connector. Okay, mine got some difficulties to be inserted, and I got some problems. Maybe I have to bend a little bit the pad. Okay, everything is okay. So I will install it here on the flight surface. Turn on my radio, and as I said previously, there is no telemetry on this Fair Sky D8 receiver. Probably can be flashed later. So I will check my activate goggles. Yes, the image is clear. I will record. Yes, it's okay. And let's take off in 6-axis stabilization. Okay, so I'm to fight the wind. So I'm due rate 1, 0, so the biggest, smallest rate, flying well, a little bit slow, okay, start to beeping, okay, now I am more in fastest rate, it's pretty slow machine. Let's check a pump, give a pump, okay, not so bad, start to beep, I don't know why, so maybe from an LVC or something linked with the battery. I should increase the rates, a little bit slow, but flying beautifully. Yes, it's powerful. Look again the pump. My left and right configuration is working. Okay, let's give a pump. Whoa, not so bad. Okay. No frontal LEDs. Yes, you can feel it's a more heavy machine, there are more inertia, but it's flying well. Yes, be aware you have some inertia. Ooh. Okay, now let's have a shot in pure FPV.